I am more well known as William the Conqueror. I was raised by my father, the Duke of Normandy. I had a fairly normal childhood, being trained in literature and the arts of the sword. Sadly, when I was just 8 years old, my father was killed, and leaving me to be the Duke of Normandy. When I was assuming this role, I was only 8, so I couldn't keep power over my officials and relatives. But when I was 15, I was able to assume the role and take power over my country. It was a region, but in the city. So, I was even able to help the King of England somewhere over here. There's a bunch of kings, which you'll find out. The King of England with his own power struggles, because he was a weakling and had many. So, he promised, because of my valiant help, that when he died, I would get to be his heir. I know I was very excited for this. So when he died, I was excited to assume my new role of power. But the English people were not too thrilled, let's say, to have a French monarch being their ruler. So they appointed Harold Godwinson over there. He has the long blonde hair, a very annoying, pesky, short little fellow. We'll talk more about him later. So, I was enraged. I took the forces of my army, over 8,000 men, and invaded southern England. My forces and the forces of Harold Godwinson met in the Battle of Hastings. Even though he had the high ground, I was able to use my brilliant military tactics to win the battle. I slayed Harold, because no one asked you to come in the first place, Harold. But I slayed Harold because he was an annoying fellow. I already told you that. Since he was an annoying fellow, I slayed him, and then, I'm very proud of that fact.
I can tell.
I was crowned King of England on Christmas Day. So, as my first roles as king, I decided to give some land to my officials and rulers. I handed it out willy-nilly because they had helped me. I built magnificent castles and churches that can still be seen in England today for my reign to make sure that Norman rule was still enforced. I was able to go spend the rest of my life going back and forth between Normandy and England, making sure my rule was not challenged. Sadly, in 1087, the pommel of my horse's saddle was driven through me. I died, and at the funeral, my body exploded and rained all over my walls.
Good job. Thank you.
Thank you.